Hey, Bob Cooney here. So I am at the Hyperdeck booth, and I'm waiting for my turn to go in. And I will give you a full review of it on the way out. But in the meantime, I have a special guest.
It is.
So I'm here with Dominic from NVIDIA, who's the head of VR. Say hi.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Good. So hey, let's step over here away from the music so the sound picks up. So Dominic just grabbed me in the aisle and said, hey, what do you, let's go this way, so the light, there we go.
Oh yeah, nice.
There we go.
Well, we look almost not tired.
Almost, yeah. I got shady glasses. So he asked me, like, what are you seeing? Because I'm doing a bunch of VR and it's making me sick. So unfortunately...
It was really bad, guys. There's one thing that you shouldn't do, and Bob was so right on this, is motion in VR. Even if you do it so well, there's still it's still your brain doesn't like it, and it made me sick within like 30 seconds. I closed my eyes for the 2-minute ride, for the rest of the ride.
And worse is he was doing some Chinese motion VR experiences, which is like,
yep.
You kind of got what you deserved, I have to tell you.
Yeah, probably. I was like, am I gonna do this? But I felt good. But now I'm gonna take a little while until I do the next motion thing, I think.
Cool. So what's happening in the? Let's just talk about your world.
Yeah.
NVIDIA graphics. What's happening in that world that's exciting for you, that's going to actually impact location-based
VR? I'm a huge virtual reality enthusiast. I've been in the industry ever since I tried my duct tape prototype back in 2012 from Paul Malachy. And so for me, I'm like enthusiastic about everything that's happening in VR. And one of the things that I love most about this is the big companies like NVIDIA, like Facebook, like Google, pushing so hard on making the future of VR happening.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I love about this is that we at NVIDIA, we just brought out our new 20 series of GPUs, our Turing graphics cards. And they bring things like variable rate shading, for example, which is a technique that allows you as a VR developer to just bring more performance, to squeeze out more performance from your VR experiences. So NVIDIA is doing we're pushing the GPU side of things, and then also other things like AI, and then a whole other range of companies is doing even more on that. So that makes me happy as an NVIDIA employee, but also as a VR enthusiast that I am, is that everybody's like doing their little small part to make this even better and not get so many people sick.
Yeah. So what is that? So as you're driving the core technology and companies are driving the core technology around, what's possible in VR? Let's go 3 years in the future. I feel like the next 2 years I've got it pretty well understood. What do you see 3 or 4 years in the future as possible?
So one of the main things that I think is gonna really change the way we look at VR is foveated rendering. So
what's that mean?
Many of your viewers will probably know this, but I'm gonna go into a little bit of detail.
I have no idea what that is.
Okay, so I'm a tech guy. I'm gonna explain this to you. So when you wear a VR headset, right? There's a difference of where your eyes are looking at this very moment. Usually they're looking right in the center of the image. When you're moving your eyes around like this, there's an inherent there's a thing that you can measure, which is called eye tracking. Is essentially where your eye is looking at, where your fovea is at that very moment. And then what you can do is a trick in VR. So let's pretend you're looking at this part of the image, right?
Yep.
You're only rendering this part at full resolution, and all the other parts that your eyes are not looking at directly, you render those at lower resolution, which essentially means that you can use you can render the part of your fovea that you're looking at in full resolution and put more effects, more pixels, more stuff into that area.
Yep.
And taking the performance from the outside areas.
So basically, what you see is going to be way more real,
yes,
and natural, and what you're just sensing in the outright could be a little blurrier because it is anyway, right?
Because it is anyway like that. So the way the human vision system works is that only a 45-degree area of your vision is high resolution. Everything else around you is very low resolution, where the human eye is not able to tell those things. And you can use it just like an MP3. Where you cut off some parts of the music that the human ear can't even hear. It's a similar trick with foveated rendering, where you only render those parts of the image in high resolution that you're actually looking at, giving you the impression that everything is high resolution. So it's a very neat engineering trick.
Wow.
Brings us better, more photorealistic VR experiences in the future.
Awesome. Wow. There you go. I learned something new today. So there was a company at CES that was doing the Tobii, I think it is. That does the eye tracking.
They do the eye tracking.
Are there other companies now that are doing that as well?
There's other companies that are doing that as well. There's people who are doing it in-house. So there's a company in Finland called Vario. They are developing their own eye tracking stack. And there's many more coming down the line, so you better watch CES. There might be something happening there. One other thing that you can do with eye tracking is really cool, where suddenly in virtual reality, characters, avatars, they react to where you are looking. So imagine you're in a game like Skyrim, you're passing an NPC, and then suddenly that you glance at that NPC, right? You look at him just with the corner of your eye, and then the NPC realizes that,
and he looks at you,
and he reacts to what you are looking at.
That's
which is really
fucking cool.
For social VR, it's also so much cooler. Like imagine we're in a social VR experience, we're talking, 4 people are talking among each other. You know who's talking to whom because just of the way, and humans work so much, like human facial recognition works so much with how the eyes are interacting with the scene at that moment.
So how is this going to affect the Uncanny Valley? So the Uncanny Valley, for those of you that don't know, is this concept of as you get closer and closer to realism, things creep you out, right? And so, and I think if you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch a video for Sophia. And it's an AI robot that basically has a conversation with you. And so is this going to get us closer to it or over it?
That's a very good question. I think it's one of those puzzle pieces that will get us over it. So realistic, the way your skin moves realistically, the way your mouth deforms the skin around this area, and then eyes. Those are the 3 main things I think that we need to overcome to really overcome the Uncanny Valley as well. I'm so much looking forward to this.
So look, the thing, and what gets me so fucking excited is like, finally we've got big companies driving the innovation at the core level that all of these young companies here then can grab onto and create innovative solutions for location-based VR. We didn't really have that in the early days, and so that's why VR is here to stay. It's growing. Like this year, there's got to be 15 or 20 VR solutions that somebody told me they were buying, I would be like, yeah, you can't go wrong with that. Last year there was one, Hologate. And so now it's getting crowded, and guys like this are creating the future. So
just doing our little part to make this thing even better.
So Amusement Expo, March 26th in Las Vegas. I'm putting together a location-based VR conference.
Oh, nice.
For the amusement industry. So it's like a small version of IAAPA for mostly family entertainment centers, arcade operators, and stuff like that.
Super cool.
And one of the things I want to do is I want to do a panel with guys like you for the other manufacturers to come and say, hey, what's possible? What are the technology trends? How can they learn to integrate your stuff into better experiences for location-based VR?
Sign me up for that. I'd love to share this knowledge, and this is something that's very important, is the knowledge and education as well for everybody in this room and at IAAPA in general.
And that's the other thing I love about not only VR but the amusement industry. There's a lot of sharing. It's so new and so young that everybody's willing to help everybody.
I love this.
So it's beautiful.
It's one of the greatest things. And then there's at some point there's going to be a little bit more competition. But right now it feels like the Wild West. The pioneering spirit is so big in VR these days. It's really
when that happens, I'll be back in my VW bus and I'll be in Costa Rica surfing, because I'm not going to hang around for the competitive bullshit.
Sign me up for that as well, please.
All right, awesome. Dude, thank you so much for joining.
My pleasure.
Bob Cooney, I'll be back.